Hello, Jimmy Rose from jimmyrose.me for part 3 of the weekly newsletter series. This one should be a bit shorter than the other ones, and I'm just going to show you how to bookmark those articles we're going to share in the newsletter using Push by Zapier into an RSS feed that we can suck right into Review. So just to go over it quickly again, Review is the tool that we're using to create, to actually send these newsletters to, or to build them and send them. And if you remember from the previous video, or if you haven't watched that yet, make sure you go back and check it out, because that pretty much goes into everything about the tool. There was just one missing piece in creating bookmarks. So I'm just going to jump over to my site quickly. So basically, this is the RSS feed that you can pull into. So any of these items from the RSS feed, you can just drag and drop really easily into the newsletter, which makes it super fast to build these things. So yeah, if you remember from the previous video, I use this little browser extension called Push by Zapier. And then I click this, put my little commentary on the link and hit send, and then that will end up in that RSS feed. All right, so we're going to need a Zapier account to do this, right? And I'll just run through creating that Zap. So I've logged into Zapier. I'm pretty sure you can do this on a free account, as it's only 2 steps. So yeah, let's click Make a Zap. And we're going to trigger using Push by Zapier. And so you can't just have ones without text as well, but obviously we want our commentary, so I'm going to say new push with text. And that's it. So it's going to ask you to install the extension if you haven't already. So I should have that show up here now. Or not. I'm going to pull in samples. I think I might have to do that first. There we go. So we've got the testing Zap. So obviously you would have had to install Push by Zapier. It's pretty simple. They gave you a link there if you haven't got it installed already, but you just click that and go test, test text, I'll say, so I can pull it out. Hit send. You do have to wait for this to finish and go green. When you are doing your bookmarking with this later on, make sure you wait for that to spin around and go green before you navigate away from the page, otherwise it will fail. But yeah, there's the thing we just created, right? So it's pulled through the URL, the title of the page, timestamp if you want that, and the text. So yeah, now we're going to add an action step. And we're going to add it to an RSS feed. There's only one option to create an item in the feed. And we might call this whatever. So let's say we're going to call that our newsletter. And copy this to clipboard. You will need this very soon. All these things are fairly self-explanatory, but I'll go through quickly. Weekly. The feed title is not too important, but I'll just call it weekly newsletter. If you want to limit the number of records, but the main stuff here is the actual required stuff. So in this case, it's the title of the item. So that's going to be the title of the page. The source URL is going to be there, and the content is going to be the text we typed in, where I typed test text. Right, that's it. You really don't need anything else. Yeah, that's it. Hit continue. And we can send a test, but I'm not going to bother doing that right now. That's so you can actually test it in Review. But I'm going to skip, and then I'm going to go finish. Give it a name, so weekly newsletter bookmarks, and Weckly. And then you can stick it in a folder. This is only a temp one for me, so I might put it in there, and then turn that Zap on. So that's it. Now the big thing you'll need here is that RSS feed. So if I go back to edit template, we've already copied this to clipboard, so it should be there, but you can always come back here to grab that if you need it again. So I'm going to jump over to Review, and this is the screen for creating a newsletter. These are the RSS feeds I've already got set up down the side. If you don't have one, or you want to create a new one, you just connect a source here. And you'll see here, there's actually quite a few different ways, right? Like if you're already using Refind or Instapaper, you can use these to connect in. So if you're using Instapaper for bookmarking, that's probably one of my favorite tools. I just find this one nicer using the Zapier method. So I come down to RSS feeds. I'm going to go manage feeds. All we have to do is paste in that URL we got out of Zapier and hit add feed. And then that will show up on that right hand side. I'm not going to do that because I've already got my feed. That's it. So once you've done that, it'll show up on that right hand side and you'll be able to drag and drop things directly in. Just remember, after you go through your Feedly or whatever you're bookmarking, when you come in to create your newsletter, always hit that refresh button to make sure it pulls in all the latest stuff. That's it. Hopefully that was helpful. If you are looking to automate parts of your business and process, or automate parts of your marketing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and you will be notified whenever I release a new video. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.